Hello guys, come back again in Rais Firdaus Remix playlist Finance Time. Now in the episode 12, I will speaking about Eli Lilly and Company, LLY, the ticker of stock. LLY or Eli Lilly and Company has report in the quarter 2 revenue and earning is beat around 30% or 40%. I'm a little forget. So Eli Lilly and Company is still good company and good valuation to invest. Let's check it out. Okay. Sorry, not 12, but episode 13. 11 August 2026. One quarter, one EPS number report as a 39% beat and as a miss. Eli Lilly report quarter 2 2026 on 5 August revenue up 48% to 23 billion US dollar and non-cap EPS of 8.38 US dollar. That same 8.38 US dollar was published as beating expectation by 39% and as missing them, both by credible account on the same day. Tonight, I show you why, what the 3.3 US dollar change underneath it actually is, and whether a $1 trillion company still has room to run. So I think, in my analysis, Eli Lilly, there is room to run and more improve. 23.0 billion US dollar for revenue up 48% year to year and 8.38% US dollar non-cap EPS up 33%. Wow, it's record for me and 33 times for valuation forward earning. So I think Eli Lilly with the price around 1000 is still not very premium for me because the valuation is 33 times, not like EI company has until 100 valuation. Before we start, I turn on Eli Lilly. It is not in 11 core holding and it is not in my HF account. No position to defend, nothing to sell you, no promise return. Every figure tonight comes from Lilly on quarter 2 2026 press release or the source shown on screen. All of it checkable. You can check from many sources of quarter 2 Eli Lilly. Version 1, here is the quarter as a 27% earning beat. Parameter EPS is beat 8.38 beat by 27%. Revenue from the 20.69 billion go to 22.974 billion US. So beat by 11%. EPS is up 33% year over year. Revenue up 48% year over year. EPS down 2% quarter over year over quarter and revenue up 16% quarter over quarter. So for the big company, I feel still amazing and with expectation. Version 2, and here is the identical EPS report as a miss. From the Mr. M Trades on X account, LLY quarter 2 2026 earning is revenue 23 US versus estimated 22.1 billion. So up 48% year over year. Non-GAAP EPS is down from the 8.38 versus estimate in the 8.85, dragged by 3.3 IPR and D change. And then Monzoro 9.9 billion is up 91% year over year. And for product Zipbone 4.9 billion US is up 46% year over year. Gross margin is 86.3%. Fiscal year 2026 revenue guide rise to 85 until 87 billion US from 82 until 85 billion US. So stock is up 7%. And yesterday in the 11th August is up around 3%. But now in the pre-market is down 0.5 until 0.7%. Version 3, a third number was circulating before the print. Everyone is watching LLY report today. But look at NVU, NVO, some drug category, very different price. Last quarter LLY report 6.972 EPS again 8.55 expected, a miss of nearly 20%. Consensus for today is 6.1 US. They have quietly walked the burden. Sometimes the interesting stock is the one nobody is previewing. But I still believe from the View Trading and Google Finance for report of the quarter 2. The problem when the headline you read depend on who wrote it. From CNBC or Level Field, consensus is 6.1 US, reported 8.38%, verdict so bid up 39%. For the earning correspondent is 6.58 US, reported on the 8.38 US, so bid 27%. But for Mr. M Trades is miss 5%. And revenue consensus range is 20.26 billion US until 22.1 billion US is reported 22.97 billion US is bid either way. So every one of this is a real published figure from 5 August 2026. Nobody here is lying. The revenue line, by the contrast, is bid against every estimate, which tell you the disagreement entirely about earning. One result, the consensus number. The answer, all of them. And that is the problem. Consensus is not one number handed down from somewhere. It is an average of whichever analyze a given data provider happens to pull, and different provider makes different choice about what to include. Some model include acquired in process R&D charge, some include them. Nobody can forecast a charge from an acquisition that had not closed when the estimate was published. So when a company completes 4 acquisition in one quarter, the estimate scatter, and the same result becomes a bit or miss depending on which average you compare it to. So it is the problem. Why someone is report is bid, why someone is report is not bid. Yeah, because maybe R&D is included or not. Yeah, maybe in the acquisition is published estimate or not. The narrative. This is the version that reach most people. You can see from the YouTube search, LLY stock just crashed quarter 2 earning, 48% revenue surge, and 87 billion forecast. And from the market question, yeah, one of the YouTuber stock that I like it, yeah, is Eli Lilly stock and undervalued healthcare stock to buy. LLY stock analyze. Yeah, what to see? Just the crash quarter 2 earning, the 39% bid framing, but there is a people say bid 44%. Nothing in that title is false. It is simple one of the 3 defensible reading. I'm not criticizing the coverage. I am showing you how a number becomes a story. The usual question is never bid or miss. It is what's actually happened to the business. So I think the important, you must pay the business, not pay the stock. Like maybe like if I'm not mistaken, is Benjamin Graham or Warren Buffett said that Apple for me is the 3 largest of Berkshire Hathaway business, not about stock. So yeah, if you pay business, so if today I have seen that in the opening market is down, LLY is for me is never mind. if you buy LLY. Yeah, because the revenue and the year to year is up 90% in the 2026. Wow, absolute brilliant for Lilly. Okay, so Lilly bought 4 companies in a single quarter. When a pharmaceutical company acquires a business whose drugs are still in development, accounting rules make it expense much of that cost immediately rather than capitalize it. That is an acquired in process research and development charge. In quarter 2 2026, those charges come to 3.3 US dollar per share. A year earlier they were 0.14 US. The companies bought in the quarter Orna Therapeutics, Eject Therapeutics, Centessa Pharmaceutical, and Kelonia Therapeutics. So I think it's good. Yeah, if company is improve the new product, yeah, so the company is profitable. Yeah, so Eli can produce more about the drugs. After the quarter close, Lilly agreed to buy a Tibet Beckley for about 2.8 billion US upfront. So the drag on EPS is the price of asset Lilly now on. It is real cost. It is just not an operating problem. Wow, brilliant. Book 4 company just in the single quarter. Single quarter is around only 3 months. The bridge 3 different EPS number all from the same release. Measure reported GAAP EPS quarter 2 2026 7.94 US, quarter 2 2025 6.29 US dollar. So change 26%. Non-GAAP EPS is 8.38 US dollar. Quarter 2 2025 is not um, not reachable and change is 33%. Acquired IPR and D inside both is change 21 times higher. Net income is 7.1 billion US. Quarter 2 2025 is 5.7 billion US, so up 25%. And effective tax rate is down from the 23.3% in the quarter 2 2026, but in the previous, in the quarter 2 2025 is 16.5% is, so it's up. But for tech is not good, it's up, yeah, 6.8 pp. The second order effect, the tax rate jumped from 16.5% to 23.3%. Acquired IPR and D charges are largely non-deductible. So the deal didn't just cost 3.3 US a share in charge. They also pushed almost 7 percentage point onto the effective tax rate. In the last 5 episodes, I have keep telling you to check what sits below the operating line. Here it is again, and this time it cuts again the company rather than fluttering it. Nah, it is the reason why the tax is up from 16 to 23%. The both rise guidance and cut guidance are true headline. Fiscal year 2026 guidance revenue previous is 82 until 85 billion US. New is 85 until 87 billion US. So rise 3 billion US. Brilliant. And then non-GAAP EPS is 35.50 until 37 US. New is 35.50 until 36.50 US. Top and cut 0.50 US. Underlying EPS is plus 2.78 at midpoint is direction is rise. Offset by IPR and D is minus 3.3 more than offset. Performance margin is 49 until 50.5% is rise. So this is the cleanest example I have ever put on screen of why you must read the whole guidance table. Not only in the narrative of news, but revenue up is 3 US billion for Eli Lilly and Company. Underlying earning is up 2.78 US a share, and the published EPS range still came down at the top. So this is the guidance. You must in the every company you must focus on the revenue and earning and the guidance. If you think the guidance is clear and good in your mind, you can invest on that company. Read it properly. The business got better, the accounting got pushier. Strip out the deal chart and Lilly raised what is expected to earn from actually selling medicine by 2.78 US per share, while raising revenue guidance by 3 US billion and lifting its margin outlook. Then it spent more than that increase and buying future drugs. Whether that is good depend entirely on whether those drugs work. So you must see the future the drug is work or not. The result and sales of drug is profitable or not. Which is a judgment about Pepsi lines, not about this quarter. What that combination is telling you. The scale, the company expect to add roughly 28 US billion of revenue this year. Fiscal year 2024 is 45 billion US. In the fiscal year 2025 is 58 billion US. In the fiscal year 2026 low in the 85 billion US, and for high in the 2026 is 87 billion US. So the 2026 part are the company on rise guidance range, and 86 billion US at the midpoint, again roughly 58 billion US. The product to medicine are carrying this entire company. You must focus comprehensive about what you invest, what you are invest. Like the previous video about VSLR, VSLR, it is narrative for me because the working of tariff is on for December 2026. No, for Eli Lilly company, you must focus on what the number about 40 or 30% revenue up. From where? So from two medicine. Mounjaro and Zepbound is growth 91% year over year and 44% year over year. So that is make Eli Lilly companies great in the quarter 2 2026 revenue. So US revenue is 33% year over year up, volume is up 37%, and price is dropped 3%. Immunology, oncology, and many more. The dependency, roughly 2/3 of revenue is one molecule. Mounjaro and Zepbound are the same active ingredient. Tirzepatide sold under two names for two indications. Together, they are around 65% of the total revenue. So, you must understand, Eli Lilly is what the company. First Solar is what the company. If you don't understand, I translate in my nation. Or like Arista Network is about data center. Or like UNH United Healthcare, or I'm a little forget, is about assurance of healthy. So Eli Lilly is corporation about drugs, and two drug, Mounjaro and Zipbon, is handling and make the company great with 65% of total revenue. That is the reason for the growth, and it is the reason for the risk. They are the same sentence. Foundayo, the new oral pill, is the diversification story, and its first quarter come in slightly below what analyst modeled. Rated. The next generation obesity medicine has a complete phase 3 package with a submission plan from 2027. You must focus with the new obesity medicine. It is working or not in the 2027. Is working? You must more believe. You must believe all that Eli Lilly is great company. The composition, all of the growth is volume. Price is working against it. Volume is worldwide is up 60%. United States is up 37%. Effect is selling far more units. Realis worldwide is dropped 13%. United States is dropped 3%. Discount and rebates. Net revenue growth worldwide is up 40% and United States is up 33%. Volume win for now. Strike from Lilly release revenue rose 40% driven by a 60% increase in volume, partially offset by a 13% decrease in release price. Note how much smaller the US price decline is than the whole worldwide. The real risk, they are selling much more for meaningfully less. A 13% decline in Realis price is not rounding error. Lilly has a cut cash payer price, is absorbing larger rebates and discount, and is competing with Novo Nordisk in the same category. You must focus on the problem too. If the company, there is battle in the court for law, I think you must follow the story and the case. If I'm not mistaken, Eli Lilly is versus Novo Nordisk. It's about claim one of a drug product. So right now volume growth is so large that it overwhelmed the price decline completely. But volume growth decelerates eventually and price decline usually don't reverse. That is the single number I will track every quarter if I own this. More than EPS, more than the bid. Like First Solar in the previous is there is a class action from many people to court and judging about First Solar. So you must follow that. If your company that you are invest is win, so is the good name is still good. The name is good. The name is still good and clear. The counterpoint, despite the discounting profitability improve. Measured non-GAAP gross margin quarter to 2026 is 86.3%. Comparison is up 1.3 pp year over year. Direction is better. Gross profit is 19.8 billion US is up 50% year over year is better. Operating margin is 42% is strong. Performance margin is 49 until 50.5% is rise is better. Improve cost of production and favorable product mix more than offset the lower realized price. That is the bull case. Again, everything on the previous slide. Margin are still going the right way. So the counterpoint is the ability that makes Eli Lilly is good reason for you to invest. The price, what $1 trillion per pharmaceutical company costs. Measure share price value is 1,192 US, comment around 10 August. Market capitalization is 1.6 trillion US, about 892 million shares. Fiscal year 2026 non-GAAP EPS is valuation in the 33 times is forward earning, and fiscal year 2026 revenue guide is 12 times sales company guidance. So dividend is 0.6% yield is ex-date in the 14 August. Yeah, so the price, the valuation, yeah, you must, the valuation is sometimes for me, sometimes for me is lying, yeah, lying about the price stock, because the price stock is driven by narrative of news, but the valuation is the guidance for you to invest that company is still cheap or premium for the price. Yeah, the $1 trillion company price for year more of 40% plus growth. The stock is up roughly 50% over the past 12 months, and the industry median forward multiple is around 7 times. So you are paying about double the sector to own the company that won the obesity market. That can absolutely be correct. Lilly has earned it, but it means the growth has to keep arriving. And at this revenue base, each additional 48% get harder, not easier. Capital allocation for acquisition is 1/4 and 4.5 billion US of concrete. Lilly completely Orna, Ejek, Cantesa, and Calonia inside Q2 agreed to buy Atay Bakery for about 2.8 US billion afterward, and commit another 4.5 billion US to expanding manufacturing in Indiana. This is a company converting on obesity windfall in future pipeline and capacity at speed. That is the right instinct. Blockbuster drugs eventually lost exclusivity, and is also why EPS number is no hostage to deal timing. Expect this argument about beat and miss to repeat next quarter. The beer case, what will make me wrong? Price erosion outrunning volume. Release price already fell 13% if volume growth half, while discounting continues. Revenue growth fall much faster than it looks now. Concentration. Roughly 65% of revenue is one molecule sold under 2 brand. Only two brand. Yeah. So you must tip on the company that you want to invest. If any Lilly company has 100 product, but the working only 2, you must thinking it's good or not. Like that. And a category where a competitor is fighting for the same passion. So it's like dependencia. Like maybe in the sport team, if you very dependent on like Cristiano Ronaldo maybe, or early Lionel Messi, I think the average maybe will go in the second table, not champions go to the first on table. Yeah. So it's like that. If the drug only 2 that improve the company, I think you must thinking again. But if your logic is good because there is a obesity drug, the next drugs on 2027, I think you can what is that? I think you can I think the reason, I think the reason you can add Eli Lilly company. The multiple at about 33 times forward earning again a sector median near 17. A normal declaration costs you a lot even if Lilly stay the best company in its industry. And then the valuation is 30 times for the sector is 17. You must thinking, are the two is right for reasoning of invest or not. The other side and why I may be wrong about being cautious. Volume rose 60% while gross margin still improved 1.3 point. That is pricing power surviving a price cut. Immunology, oncology, and neuroscience key product grew. Key product grew 120 1%, the second act is already visible the number. I thought Rooted has a complete phase 3 package in hand, and the company is spending its windfall on pipeline rather than payback. I think the other side is about the reasoning of you to invest Eli Lilly. The verdict separate the reporting from the business from the price. What is a bid or miss? Both. Honestly, there is a bid or there is a bid and there is a miss. The bid is about 33 and 42%. If I'm not mistaken. And the miss is about like drop 3.3 US. Yeah, if I'm not mistake is if I'm not forget is about drop 3.3 US and then is up takes about 14%. Yeah. So revenue up 48%, gross margin is up 86.3%. Was the quarter strong? Yes. Was guidance raised? Yes and no. Revenue up 3, EPS top and down. Is the growth durable? What's price? Volume up 60%, price is drop 13%. Is it time to buy her? For me, it's not because 33 time forward and 65% one molecule. But I think I will follow the cash and maybe I will focus on other truck sales. If the other truck sales is improved, then 2 trucks, I will buy. For me, is that. The watch list for number quarter 3 2026 release price change is the decline still around 13% or widening. Foundayo revenue, does the oral pill scale after a soft first quarter? Acquired IPR and charge. Another big number means another confused EPS headline. Whether full year revenue guidance is raised again above 87 billion US. The bottom line, the best quarter here was also the most misreported one. Eli Lilly grew revenue at 48% to 23 US billion, expanded gross margin to 86.3%, raised revenue guidance by 3 US billion, and spent the windfall on 4 company and a factory. That is a company in complete common of its market, and yet the same earning figure was published 39% beat and as a miss on the same afternoon. If you take one thing from this episode, that this never ask whether a company beat as what is earned, what is sold, and what price, then decide for yourself. Yeah. So that is the important. Yeah. What is earned, what is sold, and what the price, and valuation, and about dependencia. Yeah. If the dependencia is good for you, yeah, you must all in. Yeah, you must follow your heart. Yeah. I think all in is not about you break the bank. Yeah. You broke your bank, not. Yeah. You broke your account number bank, is not. But you must faithful. You must faithful in your heart. If you believe maybe like Microsoft, if you believe Eli Lilly, yeah, you must wait. Don't be for me is don't be scalping or swing trading or something like that. But you must pay the business. You think and dream if you buy Eli Lilly. Oh, so I'm one of the owner of Lilly. If you buy Amazon, oh, I'm one of the owner of Amazon. So if you proud and if you fightful on your heart, I think your life is will stable and happy. Yeah, when the price is one day is down, one day is up. That is episode 13. See you next earning. Is if this was useful, subscribe. The whole playlist is one long argument about what is real and what is narrative in the market. Playlist Finance Time, Rise Firdaus Remix, Portfolio, visit risefirdaus.github.io/my portfolio website, not financial advice, do your own research. So, the conclusion is, there is two for me. The first is about dependency of two products. If that is reasonable for you, you must follow your heart. And the second is about, and there is three, yeah. And the second is about valuation. If 33 times or 60 times for sales is good, go all in, yeah. Go follow your heart. And the third is about the case again Novo Nordisk. If the case again Novo Nordisk is the right is go to Eli Lilly, yeah. The right about the right products, yeah, is win, yeah. I think you must strong, yeah. You must strong believe on your heart that Eli Lilly is great company, yeah. So I think there is three in the conclusion for invest in Eli Lilly company, not trading or swing trading for me. So you must focus on your life and focus on your job until 3 or 5 years. And then you can check about Eli Lilly or maybe Alphabet or maybe Microsoft or yeah, that company, the company that you are invest in there. Okay. Thank you for this episode. I'm sorry if there is a mistake on my speaking. Yeah. See you and bye bye.